tomato person, so
Yeah, I remember you said that, but you like ketchup, right?
and I love ketchup. But I'm gonna leave them there just for color. I wanna get some of this egg, because I love eggs.
There you go.
All right, let's see. Light, crunchy, fresh. Tastes really good.
You know what I say with the vinegar?
The vinegars, I think the salt.
And the realization, history of the night. We are the continents of the west, order of the island. Where the trees grow bigger in this fertile soil. Sometimes I often wonder if there is any earth. Oh my Andros. She wake, 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 and oceans we wake. Oh my Andros. She wake, 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 and oceans we wake. Oh yeah, Lord, Lord, Lord. Right. To be party and all the people celebrating, happy and so jolly, celebrating the big party. East, west, north and south, they coming from all about. When the people working together, they joining hand in hand. Love, peace and unity all over Andros land. Oh my Andros. She wake, 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 and oceans we wake. Oh my Andros. She wake, 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 and oceans we wake. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Central Andros, small old bay, coral reef, all Andros we got her. They're showing off difference and culture. Mangrove key, hospitality, sweet, sweet, sweet. When they hear the rhythm, spirits from the broken reefs. Join your voices together. Yeah, how they sing. Oh my Andros. She wake, 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 and oceans. Together, yeah, how they sing. Red day, my day. No sound comes down, drink still can't stay.
A pretty lady down the street one day, here's what she had to say. Life's been unkind in so many ways. I'll be evicted with 5 children, yes, hardly a cent to pay the rent hung down head. Here's what she said. Oh, how I wish I could fly. I'd fly away so high, up with the birdies, way up in the sky. Things kinda getting to me. I need an escape. I'm sure many of you would relate. She said Monday stress, Tuesday stress, oh Wednesday stress, Thursday stress, Friday stress, oh Saturday stress.
Tonight, the Free National Movement ratifying its final candidates in Grand Bahama. We are live tonight. This as the Prime Minister addresses campaign concerns. And later, North Andros residents agitating for help from a religious community. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Nawal. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, the Free National Movement in the nation's second city ratifying its final slate of candidates, including its leader, Michael Pintard, for the Marcos City seat, where he's represented that area since 2017. Our Jose Etienne live in Grand Bahama tonight with all of the details. Jose?
Well, Janaea, I'm here at the City of Life Entertainment Center here in Grand Bahama. Now, the venue isn't packed to capacity just yet, but as they say, the night is still young, and we're expecting FNM supporters to trickle in as they already are so far. We've seen some incumbent members of parliament. We've seen some political newcomers from other constituencies, other areas outside of Grand Bahama. Of course, there are persons who are here from Grand Bahama, a number of them residents, etc. Janaea, what's happening tonight is the official launch of the FNM's candidates for Grand Bahama, and the main event for tonight is the ratification of the party's leader from Marcos City, Mr. Michael Pintard, who's gunning for a third straight consecutive term, even as he continues to cement his leadership of the party. Now, Janaea, as we said, the night is still young, but so far persons are continuing to trickle in. So far, we can expect a number of individuals to brace the stage, one of them being Dr. Charlene Reed, who is the political candidate for the FNM for Pine Ridge. We're also expecting Kwesi Thompson, who's the incumbent member of parliament and the ratified candidate for East Grand Bahama. He's also going to be taking the stage. We also expect Central Grand Bahama's candidate for the FNM, Frasiette Gibson. She's going to be taking the stage. We're also expecting Omar Isaacs, the FNM's candidate for West Grand Bahama, to be taking the stage. And of course, as we said, the man of the hour, Mr. Michael Pintard, the leader of the FNM, he's going to be taking the stage and is going to be giving marching orders to his party. Janaea, I have with me now, standing alongside me, Dr. Charlene Reed. She was officially ratified sometime last week. Of course, she is now going to be presented to people here in Grand Bahama. She now joins me on our live broadcast. Dr. Reed, thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk about your ratification. You are one of the new faces now in the political arena. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very confident. I'm very happy to be here. I am proud to be chosen as the ratified candidate for Pine Ridge. As you know, my name is Dr. Charlene Reed, and this is an honor. This is not my first forte into politics. I am was the previous Deputy Chief Counselor for the City of Freeport in local government for 8 years. And I see, feel, and hear the cries of the people of Pine Ridge, and I'm here to help.
What do you think what will give or could give the FNM the edge over the governing PLP as we prepare for the next general election? We know Grand Bahama has often been considered a battleground island, perhaps with a few constituencies that are strongholds for either party. But what could possibly give the FNM the edge in the upcoming general election?
What gives us the edge is that people can see and hear and feel for themselves that we are being lied to on a daily basis. You're telling us certain things, but we can see, feel, and hear that that's not the truth. This is FNM country, and it's that reason. It's that way for a reason. We will win back our 5 seats.
You are now going up against the incumbent member of parliament for Pine Ridge, who's also the minister for Grand Bahama. How do you feel about that matchup?
I think it's a great matchup. I don't feel there's any difficulty. The people of Pine Ridge know that they have not been taken seriously. Only recently now things are moving because it's an election year, and they know that. they're smart, and so they will choose right, and they will choose F&M.
And so we see the Davis administration pretty much trumpeting its efforts about trying to own and operate electricity in Grand Bahama. Some may consider it an election ploy given the timing. Nonetheless, we see government talking about some headway movement with the Grand Lucan. We see government talking about mobilizing construction with the airport. Some other works that they're pretty much trumpeting. Do you feel as though they are simply election ploys, or that could really give them the edge, or no?
Like I said, it's not for me to say, it's for what people see. I see people coming to Grand Bahama, holding press conferences. I see them knocking down buildings and building it right back up. I see them moving tractors to places and then putting it back. We can see, hear, and feel the lies, the untruth, the untruth.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You just heard from Dr. Reed, of course. She's going to be one of 5 political hopefuls who will grace the stage alongside some of our colleagues who are already in Parliament. So, Janae, as I said, the night is still young, but so far, lots of persons are beginning to trickle in. As you can see behind me, there are a number of persons seated. You can see the party colors and the party paraphernalia. These individuals are draped in their colors. Some of their shirts saying, "We work for you," it appears. That's the party's mantra as we prepare for the next general election. As we said, we'll be standing by as the newcomers and the incumbents take the stage. The party leader in particular will giving marching orders. We'll hear from some other members of Parliament, some other newcomers as they pretty much get launched as we prepare for the next general election. So, Janea, I'm going to stand by. Of course, this is going to be proven to be a must-watch TV. Election night, particularly as it relates to Grand Bahama, will prove to be must-watch TV because we'll get to see which major political party outperforms the other. We'll get to see which major party gives the other pretty much, which party edges out the other, I should say. And so it's going to be quite an interesting matchup, but we'll be here and we'll be giving you the latest updates as it relates to all that's happening here tonight. Standing by here live in Grand Bahama from the City of Life Entertainment, I'm Jose Etienne, sending it back to you, Janelle.
Thanks so much, our Jose Etienne, live in Grand Bahama tonight. Of course, you can get all of the updates on our social media pages. We'll check back in later with Jose before we end this newscast. Well, as the political machinery shifts into high gear, the governing party, they're ramping up their efforts, mobilizing supporters, sharpening its message. They're also laying the groundwork ahead of the next general election. The Progressive Liberal Party says they will officially launch its campaign on Monday. It's just days before Ash Wednesday, signaling the start of what's expected to be an intense political season. It's an issue Prime Minister Philip Davis addressed with reporters earlier today.
And we will not have any political public activities during Lent.
So, any plans to hold town halls during your campaign to hit a record?
There'll be meetings, private meetings.
Meantime, government continues to explore its options in acquiring America's shares in the Grand Bahama Power Company. It's a move that Prime Minister Philip Davis says will allow the government to fully implement its energy plan and also bring lower rates for all consumers. Despite his optimism, though, Amero officials have said that no agreement has been finalized.
Team are talking, they're moving to trying to close the deal as soon as possible.
In Grand Bahama Business Outlook, Chris Earl revealed that the Grand Bahama Shipyard's projected $225 million annual economic impact over the next 5 years now under threat. Earl pointed to work permit delays, skyrocketing airfares, and a shortage of accommodations on the island as major challenges facing the shipyard. He told the conference attendees that they're confronting some serious obstacles that could slow its growth and impact on Grand Bahama. Today, members also pressed the Prime Minister on these issues and the concerns raised by the shipyard executives, seeking clarity on how government plans to address the issue.
Team are talking, they're moving to trying to close the deal as soon as possible.
Meantime, Prime Minister Philip Davis says the Bahamas must use its 12 million annual visitors to overcome population limits and also boost Grand Bahama's economy. He believes tourism growth is key to building, quote, critical mass. He also points to new developments, returning residents, and ongoing investments as signs of momentum, but acknowledges that long-term growth will require the right policies, infrastructure, and balance. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question today: should the government continue to push Grand Bahama as a tourist destination? Well, 81% of participants voting yes, 17% voting no, while 2% voted that they were unsure. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls as your voice matters. On to another story that made headlines this week after a family made claims that police allegedly planted drugs in their Carmichael Road yard. That same family appearing in the magistrate's court today to answer charges. However, only one of the individuals pleaded guilty. This despite the video that purportedly showed an officer placing a package believed to be drugs near a tire. Now, according to a statement from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the two brothers we understand, along with a 25-year-old woman believed to be one of their girlfriends and their 60-year-old mother, they were all charged with possession of marijuana with intent to supply and possession of cocaine with intent to supply. However, following today's arraignment, police confirmed that the youngest brother, a 36-year-old, pleaded guilty and was fined a total of $3,500, while charges against the remaining 3 accused were withdrawn. This arraignment comes after family members previously told Eyewitness News that law enforcement officers fabricated evidence alleging that those drugs were planted during a police operation at their property, claims that police say are still under investigation. While that family declining to comment on the turn of events when contacted today, the Minister of National Security has also said that body camera footage from police was also under investigation. In this case, the family has, however, made an official complaint with the police corruption unit, a story we are continuing to follow. Well, tonight, a police-involved shooting resulting in the death of a man who was once convicted in a high-profile murder trial and later acquitted. Our Devontae Hanna has the details tonight.
The life of a previously accused murderer coming to an end last night as officers investigated a police-involved shooting on St. Margaret Road. The suspect killed has been unofficially identified as Machiavelli Tinker, the man who stood trial for the murder of Joyelle McIntosh, a teacher at Queen's College, back in 2015. His 2017 conviction was overturned by the Court of Appeal, paving the way for a retrial. Now, Police Press Liaison Chief Superintendent King confirming the details in the late shooting incident that occurred shortly after 5.
A police officer arrived home to his residence and found and discovered an unknown male on his premises. An altercation occurred between the police officer and this unknown male, which resulted in the police officer fatally shooting the male.
The investigation moved from evening to the dark of night, with the crime scene being concealed by the large blue wall where the shooting took place. While King was unable to reveal the rank nor the department of the officer, she says he was wearing plain clothes at the time of the incident.
They are not familiar with each other, but I cannot say what his reasoning being on the police officer's premises.
A press release this morning later revealed the suspect allegedly attempted to reach for the officer's service weapon during the altercation. This as Free National Movement Freetown candidate Lincoln Deal later revealing he saw Tinker earlier that day.
Just a young man looking for an opportunity. We all make mistakes in life. And so, again, my thoughts with his family and my prayers are with them.
Though it was not said, just taking a look by the perimeter of this home, we can see CCTV cameras that are stationed at just about every corner of this home. Police did not confirm if the incident was caught on camera, but they maintain the investigation into the matter continues.
We are still in our preliminary stages in the investigation, and if there are CCTV cameras there, you know that we will be using all resources in our investigation.
The incident is the first police-involved shooting for 2026. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Well, the Free National Movement candidate for Freetown, Lincoln Deal, is also raising concern about the rise in crime. Deal speaking to reporters on the sideline of last night's police-involved shooting. While acknowledging that crime is a burdening issue in the Kemp Road area, he made it clear that it's not a political one, but says more needs to be done to mitigate the issues.
There's much more that can be done. I don't believe that crime is political, but I do believe that there are specific plans, policies, and initiatives that we can put in place to curb those numbers. And I think that while work is being done, there's definitely much more work to do. I do think it's a collaborative effort, but I do think that we need to work a bit harder in that regard.
As he's been on the ground doing his part as a prospective candidate for the community, adding that he remains hopeful that others can do the same.
This is the second scene for the day. We continue to not just show up in these moments, but also on a day-to-day basis with programs and various initiatives that we're putting forward in the area for business persons. We have an ankle monitoring bracelet program where persons who cannot find general employment, we're assisting them with business opportunities for them to expand their business. The reality is, people just want opportunities. And so what we're doing is providing opportunities, initiatives, programs, and platforms for them to, find an alternative route.
Meantime, the Bahamas Immigration Department setting the record straight, pushing back against some widespread claims circulating on social media regarding the citizenship status of convicted murderer Chris Tyrone Ferguson, who murdered 12-year-old Adriel Moxie back in November of 2024. In a statement released today, immigration officials said that Ferguson was never granted Bahamian citizenship. According to the department, Ferguson, a Haitian national who claimed birth in the Bahamas, applied for citizenship back in 2010 while his application received what officials describe as, quote, an approval in principle by cabinet. That approval was conditional. Immigration officials say Ferguson failed to submit required documentation needed to complete that process, a step that would have allowed him to take the oath of allegiance. As a result, officials confirmed that Ferguson was never sworn in, never issued a certificate of naturalization, and never became a citizen of the Bahamas. Now, the department emphasizing that approval in principle does not equal citizenship and that nationality is only granted once all legal requirements are satisfied. Immigration officials say the clarification was issued in the interest of transparency as the government reaffirms its commitment to upholding the Constitution and the laws governing citizenship in the Bahamas. Ferguson was sentenced to 56 years at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Well, an industrial accident yesterday claiming the life of a father of three. Laurencia Smith speaking to the heartbroken family tonight.
The family of 49-year-old Kirkland Young, a father of three, is struggling to come to terms with his sudden and tragic death. Eyewitness News spoke with Young's sister, Jody Young, who says she's still in disbelief over the loss of her brother, describing him as a devoted family man and a skilled professional.
It didn't seem like something that would happen in real life. Like, how could this possibly happen to my brother? The best person, the person you could count on. Like, how would God do this to me? So that was my first thought. Like, even in this present time now, it still seems unfoundable. This is a part of my reality. Like, this really shakes my entire family's core. He was such a stone to us.
Police say officers were alerted shortly after 11 a.m. to a business and industrial park. Investigators say Young was working beneath a forklift when the equipment reportedly malfunctioned and fell on him. Emergency medical personnel responded to the scene but found no sign of life. Police say investigation into the incident are ongoing. Young's sister added that the family had just spent Super Bowl Sunday together, making the loss even more difficult to process.
Laugh and joy, and he was celebrating, and he played with his kids and my son and my father, and they all had a good time. Like, it was wonderful memories. We talked about how the game went and the halftime show. It was excellent banter and good family camaraderie.
In less than a month, this marks the second industrial accident to claim the life, raising concern about workplace safety. Young described her brother as an experienced mechanical engineer who was deeply passionate about his work. She said that he had been in the industry for more than 15 years and was a strong advocate for safety on the job.
With all these things transpiring that don't normally happen, I feel like taking extra safety precautions is the best thing anyone can do in this particular field. Usually my brother was a person who was a stickler for safety. Like, he would always tell the rest of my brothers who also work in the field, make sure you do this first, make sure you do this first.
Now as the family grapples with life without a husband, father, son, brother, and friend, they say they're holding on to the memories and the legacy he's left behind.
I would definitely go with dependable. Like, it doesn't matter the time of day, time of year, an hour, night. You could have called on my brother, I promise you. Family, friends, so all alike. He was well loved.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, police investigating, as you heard, that industrial accident at the Airport Industrial Park, which claimed the life of a 49-year-old. It's the second incident this year. Anastasia Jennings, the principal of Jennings Environmental Safety and Security, once again raising the alarm, telling Eyewitness News that more must be done to enforce safety measures for high-risk jobs. She added that stakeholders need to learn from these incidents to prevent further tragedies.
And we go about our business and nothing gets done. And it's time for us to remember these persons that are losing their lives when they go to work. And we need to do something so that their deaths are not in vain. We need to become better as a country. We say forward, upward, onward together. But we need to make sure that we are protecting our employees in every way on all job sites, but especially our high-risk industry.
First incident of the year claiming the life of a man in his 50s at a construction site along the Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway. Jennings noted that the tragedy exposes gaps in safety oversight.
If you neglect to do the proper investigations, find out what exactly happened, so what can we do, what controls can we put in place to prevent this from happening again, you have failed. We need to do more, and we need to act quickly in trying to establish proper laws and regulations to protect our workers. And then we need to ensure that those are enforced, that the right training and the right personnel are in place who have the knowledge and experience to facilitate ensuring that a proper safety system is in place for the country.
Well, tonight, residents in Andros calling on government officials to grant temporary work permits to members of the Mennonite community who they say play a critical role in North Andros and the island at large. Residents aren't sure as to why operations of the nonprofit has been paused, but claims it's impacting mechanical services, agriculture, and emergency assistance efforts across their community.
I believe that the government will look into their matter, but here is the situation. The situation is that Andros is now in a position where cars are being parked because there's no mechanic. The small lawnmower repair shops are closed. Everything at the woodwork shops, everything is basically closed. And so we are asking the government to be kind enough to, even if you have to give them a temporary work permit, so we can continually commute. Because we have also a problem with our with the farmland facilities, the people who do the business for the farmland. So we have to give them some leeway so they can operate, so Andros could be effective by them, because they're really great asset to Andros, because Andros do need them. The police depends on them, cars, the fire engine depends on them, the local depends on them. Every cars on this island depends on the Mennonites to run properly.
Eyewitness News reaching out to the North Andros Member of Parliament, Leonardo Lightbourne, but got no response. Up until news time, it's an issue that's also being discussed on Beyond the Headlines immediately after this newscast. But if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, Bahamas Power and Light, they're making a donation to an organization at the University of the Bahamas. We've got that story coming up. And later tonight, reggae superstars, they touch down for tomorrow's Night of Love, a show you don't want to miss. We've got more on that right after this break.
Tasty pieces of chicken, thighs, and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Are you self-employed or have a small business that's looking for a faster, easier way to submit your C10 statements and pay NIB contributions? Sign up for the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. It's quick, secure, and takes just 5 simple steps. You will need a completed R1 business registration form and 2 forms of ID, a passport, voter's card, NIB card, card, or driver's license. Choose your role and enter your info, NI number, employer's NI number, name, and date of birth. Hit next. Enter your email, check your inbox for the code, then type it in to verify. Upload the R1 form and your 2 forms of ID and tap submit. Track your application anytime by tapping check status. Once approved, you'll get your confirmation and PIN by email within 24 to 72 hours. Return to the app, tap register now, set your login details, and enter your final code. That's it. You're now ready to manage your NIB contributions anytime, anywhere. Self-employed persons, small business owners. Skip the line, save time. Download the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today.
Bahamian ownership in fly fishing is very important. Not only does it create opportunities for Bahamians, this is our industry, so we're proud of what we do. Opportunity is important. It's the story of my life because with the opportunities, you can chart your own course. Prime Minister Davis and his team see the opportunities by providing these grants and what it can do for our country. It's just wonderful. And I'm glad to see these ventures working so that other people can get involved. This is real. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's help ourselves.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Shell, $5.10. That's coming in at $5.11. We're still the highest tonight, $5.15. Welcome back. You're watching Eyewitness News. Well, next week, get ready. Eyewitness News is hosting a voter registration drive. That's Wednesday, February 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. right here at the ILTV studios on University Drive. We're giving Bahamians an opportunity to register to vote. You can transfer your vote. You can also replace your voter's card ahead of the next general election. New registrants, you're reminded to bring a passport or, if unavailable, a birth certificate, a government-issued photo ID or your mother's ID. Those seeking to transfer, you will also need your voter's card and passport, while e-passport holders, you're also encouraged to bring the electronic passport for registration. Voters, you will also have the option to enroll in the biometric voter's card system with opt-in requiring the signing of a consent form. Now, those choosing not to do so may continue using their current voter's card. Replacement voters' cards will also be issued on site for persons who've lost theirs. Be sure to check us out next week, Wednesday, for lots of prizes for registering to vote. Meantime, Bahamas Power and Light has further solidified its position as a corporate entity committed to empowering young Bahamians through the donation of 3 robotic arm kits to the University of the Bahamas chapter of the National Society of Black Engineers. Well, BPL's Director of Health, Safety and Environment and Vice President of the Nassau City chapter of the NSBE, Xander Barnaby, says the power generation company is proud to invest in the future of engineering in the Bahamas.
Being, the main power company in the Bahamas has always been an organization that helped to foster and grow the engineering sector. Even when it started with sponsoring things like technical cadets, because I was a cadet, BPL was there along with other sister companies. And so as we go forward in the world and in industry, we need more engineers. And so with now University of the Bahamas, you have the engineering program. They're trying to really improve that. And so with us actually investing in them, we're expanding their knowledge. They're actually not aware of all the opportunities that exist presently. And, with all of our grid integration, microgrid projects, we're going to need more innovation. We're going to need more engineers, and this is a great opportunity.
Well, the robotic arm kits to be assembled by UB engineering students will provide some hands-on exposure to modern technology and practical applications of the theories they're learning in the classroom. The vice president of the UB chapter, Justin Johnson, expressing gratitude for the donation, noting that BPL has provided the organization with some cutting-edge equipment fit to boost their knowledge.
We will buy 3 AI robotic hands, which basically means we are able to program the robotic hand to do different stuff like grab stuff, maybe show all that stuff, and we get to introduce the students at the university, the engineering students, about robotics, because we don't really have nothing like that, and a lot of people are interested about it and stuff like that. So it'll be a great help for us. this is donations from corporate Bahamas is probably the most important thing for us. Not even necessarily donation, but also mentorship. Because we have a lot of students who take the degree, but they don't really know what engineering is. And by y'all helping us, donating us, giving us mentorship, this really helps us to understand how engineering works in the very country we live in.
Well, Grounded Girls Giving Glory to God, also known as G5, recently hosted its Just Because I'm Special banquet. It's celebrating women who are making extraordinary impact in their communities under the banner Exceptional Women, Extraordinary Impact. Founder of G5, Pastor Olive Wells of Living Waters Kingdom Ministry says the event is designed to empower women and recognize their dedication, faith, and leadership. She said the evening is about honoring women whose commitment and service are changing lives. Now, Olivia Wells said the banquet features a diverse group of honorees who have Bishop Helen McPhee, Regional Leadership, Cecilia Cooper, Business and Advocacy, Adriana Fox for Philanthropy, Shanta Knowles, Law Enforcement, Natasha Miller, Service Leadership, Kimberly Roll, Sports, Sheena Carroll, Business, and Dr. Sobian Lloyd, Leadership Service, and Cheryl Bazard for Justice.
Ceilings, and they showed us that as women, nothing is impossible. You can become all you so desire to be. You can do whatever you want to be. So these women are sending the message that, ladies, you can become everything that you so desire to be. For you, life is unstoppable.
The night of celebration now set for February 27th over at the Living Waters Convention Center at 6 p.m. You're instructed to attend the night, and you can get your tickets at Warren Street. Meanwhile, Pastor Wells highlights why it's important for women to support other women.
We are each other's biggest support system, as we should be. We feel what you feel. We go through what you go through. Listen, we feel your burden, and we want you to know, most of us know what it is to be rejected by the love of our lives. Most of us know what it is to be denied opportunities because of who we are. But we find that it's very important that we feed off each other's strength. We encourage each other. We push each other forward.
Well, it's Love Week. In just a few hours, lovers around the world will mark Valentine's Day. If you're right here in the Bahamas, you're probably planning on attending Miss Fletcher with Love, a concert that will bring reggae royalty to town for just one night. Earlier today, our Devontae Hanna got a chance to meet up with the two headliners, and he shares what you can expect and what keeps them coming back to the Bahamas.
The music player speak for itself. Thank you for having me once again. I see no strangers around in the Bahamas. It's family.
From Mrs. Fletcher with Love is promising to bring the energy, the love, and familiar faces.
I always anticipate coming here. You know, whenever you call me, I always look forward to coming because there's some really warm people about all the while. And I want to say thanks to them in advance for the show and everything.
Headlining the Valentine's Day event is reggae legends Beres Hammond and Taurus Riley.
And fans expect tomorrow on a Valentine's Day night. You know, the fella's going to be out there with their ladies. Some ladies going to be out there looking for love. Some fellas going to be out there looking for love. What can people expect from you, though?
Expect the unexpected. And I don't talk about it. It's singy, not talky. So I'll sing about it. But just come out, look your best and feel your best, and we do the rest.
And even with the loads of fun set to be had tomorrow night, Riley leaving listeners with this inside look at his music.
We know the type of music that you present, real reggae music, love music. How much of that music is storytelling and how much is actually lived experiences? I'm sure a lot of ladies want to know that.
About 50-50. But I don't tell stories that are not real. So a lot of it is my experience, and then a lot of it is experience that I see people go through. So they're all real. It's not fiction business, and it's real. It's not, all of them is not my reality. But there, a lot of these songs, things I see in the community, things I hear my friends go through, things I see people go through, things from the past, things, I want to see.
Promoters say they're now 90% sold out with tickets on concert day set to change at the Fort Charlotte event. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
My name is Miss Tamika Brown.
My job title is store manager, and I love working here because auto parts is something that's new to us, but it's a wide field, so there's a lot to learn. The part of the job that I'm most passionate about is ensuring that my customers, or that our customers, get exactly what it is that they need, that we're able to provide them with quality service, quality parts. A lot of times you have customers that kind of surprised that I actually know what it is that they need. Especially as a female, they'll come in, they need a control arm. They're not expecting a female to know what a control arm is. What I think the customers love about PJ's Car Sales and Auto Parts is that it's convenient. The location is convenient for them, and they're able to find a lot of items that they would normally have to either go all the way uptown for. Little small items that they cannot find other places, they normally would find here. People should support this business because it's 100% Bahamian owned. If it is that we don't have something and you need it, I can guarantee you that when you come back, we will have it.
So as a comment, Eyewitness News tonight, a young entrepreneur, she's turning her dorm room creations into a thriving business. We've got her story, but first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This $150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. There's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon.
Food Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Brunson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, we head back to Grand Bahama tonight, where our Jose Etienne is standing by. He's at the Free National Movement's ratification for their Grand Bahama candidates. Jose, what's the latest? We know things are kicking up a notch at 7:30. What can you tell us?
Well, Janelle, since I've last spoken with you, this venue has become really packed to capacity. It's packed to the rafters as scores, hundreds of F&M supporters have trickled in here as they look forward to the official launch of candidates here in Grand Bahama under the F&M's umbrella. And so we're talking about the main event as well tonight, the ratification of the party's leader, Michael Pintard, who, as we said earlier, is gunning for his third consecutive term as Member of Parliament for Marco City. As we've said, Janelle, there are scores of persons inside here. In here is pretty much a sea of red. These individuals are draped in party colors, draped in party paraphernalia. I'm looking at their shirts and all I'm seeing is, quote, "We work for you," and clearly that seems to be the party's mantra as they begin to head into the general election. Of course, preparations have already ramped up. They are finalizing their slate. They're about to lock in their slate. Tonight we are seeing individuals launch such as Frazier Gibson for Central Grand Bahama, Omar Isaacs. You're talking about incumbent members of parliament like the leader himself, along with Kwesi Thompson and Pine Ridge, Dr. Charlene Reed, who's also a political newcomer. And so, Janelle, tonight is going to be a stacked night as these individuals grace the stage. Joining me, though, during this live drop is the chairman of the Central Grand Bahama Constituency Association, as well as the council member for F&M in Grand Bahama. I'll start with the chairman. Thank you so much, Mr.
Good evening, Jose. How's everything going?
All is well, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk about what's expected tonight, right? Again, it's very packed night.
Well, as you can see, it's packed in here wall to wall. We expected this. This is the momentum for the Free National Movement. It starts here in Grand Bahama. This is the alpha of all political events. As you can see, we have over 3,000 persons in this room and fighting to get in from the outside in. This is telling you that the people want change. They want the F&M. They want Frazier Gibson. They want Dr. Charlene Reed. They want Omar Isaac. They want Kwesi Thompson. And of course, they want Michael C. Pintard as their next Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Yes, sir. Of course, Frazier Gibson has already been ratified as the candidate that's going to be launched tonight. Let's talk about Ms. Gibson. Why, in your view, she resonates with Central Grand Bahama?
Well, you know, she knows the area. She is one of us. She is from us. She born here, she work here, she school here, she church here. She is what we embody at Central Grand Bahama. Whether it was 8 Mile Rock or was it Lukaya. She is what exactly we want. And now we got a quota that we got to meet. We are going to win this seat by over 1,500 votes. You take it from me tonight.
Quite a bold take right now. Previous elections would show that Central Grand Bahama has been a bastion of support for the F&M. Hiram Louver, obviously, he sabotaged with the F&M, worked forces with the Coalition of Independence. What do you think it's going to take for Frazier Gibson to bring the Central Grand Bahama back under the F&M's umbrella?
Just do what she does. Be herself. Continue the good work that she's been doing for the past 25 years and be sealing the deal. We are sealing the deal in Central Grand Bahama. I've been bringing the rest home.
Thank you. You just heard from Mr. Dawkins. Of course, he's the chairman of the Constituency Association for Central Grand Bahama. And joining me now is a council member for the F&M's branch here in Grand Bahama. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel energized. I feel very energized. The temperature in this room is off the Richter scale.
Right. Obviously, you have on your shirt, right, Pintard from Marco City. He's obviously seeking his third term as Member of Parliament for the area. Let's talk about Mr. Pintard's work over the past 10 years.
It is not an accident that Mr. Pintard won every polling division every time that he ran. His work speaks for itself. He's not just for F&M. He worked for PLPs vote for him. He's for everyone. And that's the reason why people cross party lines to support Mr. Pintard, because that's how he is. That's who he is.
Now, history will show Marco City hasn't necessarily been a stronghold for the F&M, perhaps a swing constituency. But nonetheless, we see the PLP's candidate has already been ratified, and so it's going to be a showdown between Mr. Pintard and Mr. Vaughn. What do you think could possibly be the outcome? How do you think that is going to end up or wind up?
No disrespect to Mr. Wan, but it's going to be a blowout. There is no doubt in my mind. Pentard is not just, he's not a newcomer to this. People know him, people love him, his work speaks for itself. So it's no disrespect, I don't know him, I've never seen him, but I can say I know Mr. Pentard. It's going to be a blowout.
Thank you. Thank you. You just heard it from some officials here in the party. Of course, the event is about to start.
Don't forget, Jose, you are an F&M country. That is what this is. We sweeping all 5. This one is already wrapped up and over. Tell them become a financial on X.
Quite an interesting point, because the last time we've seen that was in 2017 under the Minister administration. But of course, some individuals made some decisions, and so we haven't seen that since then. But it's going to be quite interesting to see how things shape up. In 2012, Janea, it ought to be noted that the Progressive Liberal Party held the majority of seats in Grand Bahama. And in 2017, obviously, as I just said, the F&M had all. And then now in 2021, the F&M held the majority until Mr. Lewis made his decision, which caused both parties to be evenly split. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how things here in Grand Bahama end up in the election that's pretty much slated this year. Of course, the Prime Minister has yet to say when the election is going to be called, but we are standing by waiting for that announcement. But for now, still here live in the City of Hall Entertainment Center here in Grand Bahama, where the Grand Bahama candidates for the F&M are being launched, as well as the leader for the F&M, Mr. Pintard. He's going to be ratified, and so that's what's happening here tonight, Janelle. We'll be sure to provide continuous updates of all that's happening. Again, both major parties, as well as the third party, Coalition of Independents, they are locking in their slates, and so this is a strong indication that we are in fever pitch for the election. For now, sending it back to you, Janelle.
Thanks so much, our Jose Etienne, providing us with live coverage tonight. Thanks so much, Jose. It's shaping up to be quite an interesting political run. Well, tonight, a young entrepreneur is turning her dorm room creations into jewelry and at a fashion boutique here in Nassau. Our Rebecca Bain has the details.
Jessica View, the proud owner of Identity Boutique, whose passion for fashion and jewelry began 7 years ago when she started creating handmade pieces from her college dorm room while sharing her creative process on TikTok. But it wasn't until 2022 that she took a bold leap of faith.
And then I started getting a lot of attention from that, and people requesting where they could buy, and I didn't really have anywhere to send them to buy. So I came with the idea of doing a jewelry brand. 2 years later, I started working right out of college as a marketing manager at a jewelry manufacturer and design company. I got to learn the ins and outs of the industry. And during my time at the company, I started my own jewelry line. So
that leap has since taken the young entrepreneur's business to new heights. Identity Boutique now has a storefront in the heart of downtown Nassau, and after just 1 week after opening its doors, View says the outpour of support from both locals and tourists has exceeded her expectations.
I love the Bahamas. I've been coming here for a long time, and we are very blessed for this location. When I came here, I already knew and felt the calling of opening a store here. Like, it felt right. I do get a lot of tourists from other Caribbean islands, which is nice for me to see because I didn't expect sales from them, but actually we have a lot of tourists here in the Bahamas.
The brand offers a wide variety of jewelry, handbags, scarves, and accessories, all rooted in a mission to honor and amplify the unique stories and traditions that shape our identities. Hints of Caribbean culture can be found in every corner of the store, creating an atmosphere that feels both personal and proudly regional. But View admits the journey to this milestone was not always easy.
In retail, it's so dependent on the seasons and the holidays. Once you get more established, you get consistent sales all the time, we're getting that, which is nice, but it was not always like that. I think the important part is staying positive and just keep on problem solving, not letting the challenges make you give up.
So what's next for the young entrepreneur?
In the next 5 years, I hope that we could have a location maybe in one of the resorts, maybe potentially expand to another island with a partner from there, maybe. But for now, I'm just really living in the moment and enjoying this new chapter and this new journey here in the Bahamas.
View says the brand has become a part of her and a reflection of her own identity, and she looks forward to adding a special piece of that story to your collection. Rebecca Bain, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Rebecca. Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Laurencia Smith has your latest check on sports right after this break.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them.
Hedges, you know you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
Would it be walking back that Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying
because
to
he also
say. Carla, I don't even know what breadbasket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping sports, tonight we're on the basketball court. The decisive Game 3 underway over at the Kendall J. Isaacs Gymnasium, where GSSSA basketball action heats up as the C.I. Gibson Rattlers and the R.M. Bailey Pacers go head-to-head after the Pacers force a winner-take-all showdown in a gritty 63-59 victory last night. Now definitely stay tuned to Eyewitness Sports for all of the highlights from that championship game. Now over on the senior side, the C.I. Gibson Lady Rattlers beat out the R.M. Bailey Pacers 40-31 to sweep that series and repeat as champions. Over on the junior side, it was all about Royal Nation as both the junior boys and junior girls from D.W. Davis swept their opponents, the H.O. National Lions. Now, over on the junior boys side, this is their 9th consecutive championship title after they beat out the Lions in a pivotal 60-37 closeout game. That charge led by Coach Mark Hanna.
It's been a long run over the years. God has been good. I know one day, eventually, this wave will subside, but as long as the buzzard is going, we're going to ride it. The Bible says in Genesis that as long as the earth be in it, there'll be seed time and harvest. So you train and you practice and you prepare. So when that moment comes, we'll always be ready.
Now, the junior girls defeated the Lions 2-0 in their series. They concluded the series with a dominant 39-20 victory. Well, congratulations from all of us here at Eyewitness Sports. On to news from Mingo Nation. The University of the Bahamas men's soccer team got their 2-match friendly series off to a strong start yesterday over at the Roscoe Davies soccer pitch against the California International University Falcons. Now, UB was able to seal the win with a 4-1 victory.
I'm hungry for more goals, and as you can see today, I scored a hat-trick. I haven't played for the past 2 months, games, due to certain reasons, but today I came out hungry for goals.
I thought it was great. It's not always easy playing home, in particular when everyone in the stands knows your name or may know you personally. Sometimes it's a bit easier playing away, but kudos to the team and the coaching staff. We came up with a game plan.
Well, that's what's making sports at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news this Friday. Coming up and Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller, a look at today's top stories. That's coming up and Beyond the Headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janaina Wall saying good night, be safe, happy Valentine's, and have a great weekend, everyone.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, residents of North Andros calling on the Department of Immigration to step out of the way of economic progress and get its feet off the necks of the Mennonite population on the island. We hear what's behind this strong stance. Also tonight, the Free National Movement in Grand Bahama. They're there to roll out the Grand Bahama slate of candidates in a rally on the island tonight. Tonight, FNM's event comes just days after the PLP rolled out its Grand Bahama slate. And so the question for you tonight, how important is Grand Bahama to whomever would win the next government? We discuss it. And former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis trending all week after announcing he will run as an independent. The FNM says Minnis should not run and should instead make decisions that would be in the party's best interest moving forward. It's all straight ahead for you this evening. This is Beyond the Headlines, Week in Review Fridays. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, North Andros say their already slow economy is being further stunted by an immigration decision to stop what are vital services provided by the Mennonite population of about 30 people on the island of Andros, North Andros in particular. The community leader spoke with Beyond the Headlines late this afternoon and shared some of his concerns.
Good afternoon, Shanique. A resident from community leader in North Andros. We are very concerned about the state of Andros concerning with the Mennonite situation, which they are a great asset to Andros in terms of helping the communities. If there's a fire, they will be there. If there is roadside little work to be done, they will be there. If there are small home repairs, these people are there to help. They assist Andros in every capacity. We normally, they now close, even the bakery in Andros is closed, the small mechanic shop where they do the small engine repairs is closed. The way you do all the car and wheel alignment and repairs, they are all closed. The welding shops are closed. The woodwork shops are closed. Even the bee where people get honey, people live off this honey now, and there is no one to harvest the honey, that is closed. So everything is primarily closed. The only thing that's operating right now is the farm and the vegetable section of the Mennonites. This is now, Shanique, a grave problem to North Andros and the entire parts of Andros, because everybody goes there for cars, repairs, and whatever have you. These people are vital to the growth and development of North Andros. These people build cabinets, and I talk about some of the best cabinets that built in this country are built right here. All of these are closed. This is unacceptable. Andros is a very slow-moving economy. It's in a great danger of the way we are, because we can't get things the way others can get it, but the little you have now has been stopped, and multiple cars are now parked waiting for wheel alignment and other mechanical work. And so I don't know how, but it is closed for renewal of work permit and renew permit.
Well, that resident reached out to Beyond the Headlines and urged me to, one, please see about this, look into it, and to feature it and to get them answers, as you heard. Now, we all are familiar with the Mennonite population in Andros. I was not familiar that they provided such vital services to the island, services that, according to that resident, not many people are skilled to be able to provide, and efficiently as well. Well, I reached out to Member of Parliament for North Andros, Leonardo Lightborn, who now joins me. Mr. Lightborn, hello to you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Good evening, Ms. Miller, and good evening, Bahamas. Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, it's good. Thank you for being here because we are seeking answers this evening about exactly what's happening. That resident said that everything has basically come to a standstill and is at a halt, which is impacting the operation of many businesses, people getting to and fro, being able to get things done. What's happening? He mentioned something about everything has been brought to a standstill because of work permit issues.
However, I'm quite aware what the caller spoke of. In regards to the services they render, he is correct with that in terms of they provide many services, like he said, from roadsides, from small house repairs, to even sometimes they come out in the community and help with assist with the wildfires. And so the Mennonites have been in Andros for many years. They have served in that community capacity for quite some time, assisting residents and even the administrators. Anything that's called upon them, they normally step up to the forefront. However, there has been some issues in terms of work permits that has been issued. And I had the opportunity to speak with the minister responsible, the Honorable Mr. Alfred says, who assured me that they are in the process of renewing those permits, and some of them have already been renewed. So it's an ongoing process. Probably takes more time than it's not an overnight process, but they are in the process of having those work permits issued. And like I said, they are ongoing, and a few of them have already been issued. So I know it's been some time, and perhaps we're just doing the right thing. None of us is above the law, and perhaps without no work permit, they can't pursue what they're doing now in the community. So that's why everything has kind of been to a halt. However, we hope it doesn't last too long because, like you said, cars are being parked. They help with mechanic workshops, they tools, engines, farmers. They all depend on the Mennonites for many essential goods and services in the community.
Yeah, it's obvious that these people have come into Andros now we've determined since the early 80s, maybe even before, and have made quite an impact and really a part of the community there and the community moving forward. The gentleman said it's been near 3 months now. Did Minister Sayers say to you how much longer this is going to be? Because according to how we hear it and what's been described, a number of businesses are being impacted by it, as well as daily life and movement.
Well, like I said, I spoke to the minister earlier today, and he assured me that the process is ongoing. They have already processed a few of the applications yesterday and a few days ago, and even I think one this morning or earlier today. So I think it's about 30 applicants that he has in hand, but however, they're going through the process. At this point, I can't tell you how many has been done, but I know a few of them has already been processed as we speak.
Now, you are quite aware of the role the Mennonites play in North Andros. What do you want to assure them, but in particular, the residents of North Andros who are scratching their heads, are nervous about where they see things going, which is really nowhere. Everything has been brought to a halt. What do you want to assure them of this evening?
Well, I can say that they have a member of parliament who stands with them, who understands what's going on in the community, and who wants to see things progress. And so I'll continue to see that what's at place continues to move forward. Like I said, the minister already assured me that some of them already have been approved. And so I guess this weekend, not weekend, but over in the next week or so, we should see more of those being processed. And however, the folks and residents of North Andros could say that they'll see some progress going forward.
I thank you very much, Leonardo Lightbourne, the Member of Parliament for North Andros and the Berry Islands. Thank you so much for being here. This is what this show does. Try to get answers as quickly as possible. You reach out. This is what we do. We try to get you the response, and we will continue to follow it to see this come to a mutually satisfactory end, for the island for Andros and in particular North Andros. Thank you all so much. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we are going to pick up right there with the Hot Topics panel and of course a whole lot more of some of what took place this week. Beyond the Headlines, Week in Review Fridays is back right after the break.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokesmodel. And I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Luckily, it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here with his large capacity washer and dryers is. ain't big enough now to handle your big loads, you know. Yeah, like you come put on your blanket. But just look at us. Somebody forget to turn on the dryer. Oh, stop! Help! You hear something? Yeah, that's the sound of clean. Superwash washes you, processes you, and entertains you 24/7.
The Nassau floors on Dalswell Street. We've been the keepers of your most beautiful messages since 1952. As Nassau's oldest florist, we don't just sell flowers, we craft the moments that words alone can't reach. This Valentine's Day, don't just send a bouquet, send a legacy of love. From the first I love you to a lifetime of I still do. We deliver your heart right on time. The Nassau floors on Dalswell Street. Experience the tradition, celebrate the love. Order early for Valentine's Day. The Nassau Florist, open weekdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Call 242-302-6121. That's 242-302-6121.
My name is Jonathan Ellis. I've been a pilot at Western Air for 2.5 years, and I'm really passionate about aviation, and I love that Western Air has given me an opportunity to pursue my passion by allowing me to fly the aircraft. What I love most about serving our customers are we fly families, we fly children, and we fly elders. Sometimes it's for holidays, sometimes it's family visits, business.
So I am Grand Bahamian, so I like to patronize Western Air because it is a Grand Bahamian airline, as well as they're always on time and I don't ever have to worry about arriving 2-3 hours later.
We show love and appreciation to our passengers by getting them to their destination safely and on time. Makes us feel good.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
It's Weekend Review Fridays, but we're going to pick up right where we left off at the top of the show tonight. And that, of course, is the matter of the Mennonite situation in North Andros. Now, we know that the Department of Immigration has been very intentional of cracking down on, I guess, migrant communities for quite some time. We've seen it play out in Spanish Wells and across the country, really. But people were very upset in Andros that, listen, these people are part of us. They provide vital services, as you heard the gentleman say at the top of the show. You heard the Member of Parliament also come behind and support that. But you all, well, first, let's bring in the Hot Topics panel. It's good to have you all here. Leslie Miller, Michael Turnquest, Glenroy Pratt, Howard Johnson. Good evening to both of you, to all of y'all.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
Gentlemen, yes, absolutely. Good evening once again. Let's jump right in. Immigration, and I guess this, I don't know, this very tough stance and approach it is now showing moving forward. But was it necessary, you all think, to do this in a community or with a community that has been a staple for so many years?
You know, Shanique, I believe,
nobody's above the law, like the member of parliament stated. But I think the Meningites have been there. I think from '83. They provide essential services to a lot of companies. And I used to work at BTC in charge of the fleet. They used to work on our vehicles, and they offer services to essential companies such as BTC and others in that community. I think this is something. I don't know what had happened, but being there 30-some years, one would have thought that they would have had some type of residency.
Yeah.
Some status, because these people, I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon or in the near future. So you would have thought that this was something that they could have sorted out by having a conversation, at the same time keeping businesses open to allow them to provide essential services to that community, rather than just shutting everything down, because that's lifelines to people that reside down there, to the Androsians. Like I said, for 30-some years, you'd have thought that, but these people would have already applied for some, and they own a lot of land. There's been a lot of controversy around the Mennonites, in terms of the land that they would have acquired over the time that they've been there. But sure, they're not new to, to Andros at all.
Leslie, jump in. We'll move on after this. After you're done.
The Mennonites has been in Andros now for over 50 years. Made a valuable contribution to that community. Really been peaceful, God-loving people. Don't get involved in no controversy. But anytime there's a problem, they pitch in and help free of charge. It behooves me that someone from the ministry could have, went down there and decided that they have to make some move. One would have thought that they would have stopped Bahamas there from going to Dam Haiti 3 times a week, bringing that crew in, right? If you don't do something meaningful, like go to the airport on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday and see who's coming in. All the pregnant women in there. Do you think you can manage that? And leave God-fearing, decent people alone who provides assistance instead of take. That's my view on that. Leave the people alone, man.
Now, Howard and Glenroy, I'm not sure if you all can hear us in real time. Go ahead, Glenroy. I see you nodding your head.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Mr. Miller mentioned, those folks have been there for over 50 years, and they've become a part of the fabric of the Bahamian society, even though they may be in isolation in some ways as well. The fact is that they've been contributing, and we have new people filtering in that seem to have much more leeway, and obviously when we're approaching these types of scenarios, we need to do it with the proper guidance and the proper instructions.
Maybe they should get Louis George, they have him out there. Get all the witnesses. You want wake them in? Call Louis George. Call Louis George. You want everything you want? Call
Louis George has a government appointment, right?
I don't know what the hell he got.
Howard, your thoughts?
Government car too, I think.
Stop it, Michael. Michael, stop. Michael.
I don't know.
No, stop thinking. Stop thinking. Listen, this show ain't for thinking. It's for thinking, but you understand it ain't for thinking. Howard, jump in.
Yeah, we might not think of those lovely folks as part of the mainstream of the Bahamian society, but they are a part of our fabric, as Glenroy has stated. And we just have to do things professionally and in order. And we have to always seek, no matter how much we have persons on the fringes of our society, as long as they are here and they have come the right way, we have to seek to create an equitable and just society that benefits everybody.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, and all great points, and hopefully that gets resolved very soon, because truly when you think of Andros, they come to mind almost instantly. They've been there and they have made themselves
dignified people.
Yes, they've made themselves totally invaluable, the service they provide and how they kind of just get in there and help build community. Meanwhile, gentlemen, though, the Free National Movement is rolling out its slate of candidates in Grand Bahama this evening. They are having a rally there on the island, much like earlier this week that we saw, and we'll get to that in a bit. However, this evening, opposition leader Michael Pintard will be the keynote at the official rollout. Now, gentlemen, I want to talk about this, and we do have a reporter there. We'll take a look at that. You all saw in tonight's newscast as well, the live drop there. But winning Grand Bahama, or at least maintaining the amount of seats in Grand Bahama that the Free National Movement now holds. Let's just talk about how important it is for the FNM to make a very important, necessary impression on the island of Grand Bahama and in the constituencies where these candidates will begin canvassing all over again. Your thoughts on why it's important for the FNM to maintain and perhaps even add to the number of seats they now hold in Grand Bahama?
Well, I think, Shanique, I think the FNM needs to sweep Grand Bahama in order to show, a strong showing at the next upcoming election. I don't think if it's going to be, a kind of down to the, I would say, split half and half or three quarters, then I think we can expect get an idea of what the expectation might be in terms of the election results. But I think if you see the FNM walk away, I think it's 5 seats?
Five seats, yes.
5 seats in Grand Bahama, then I think that normally shows that, hey, more than likely the opposition could win the next general election.
East, 92.
Yeah.
They won 5 then?
Yep, all.
Yeah.
Started in 92.
So that's it. I mean, it's clear cut as that. I mean, and I think once you see one of the sitting and one or two, start to get, bump out as the election results come in, I think that they might tell the tale in terms of what direction the election results might go in.
Yeah. Glenroy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think obviously the Grand Bahama was known as the FNM city or something in the past. And obviously there is a lot of angst and frustration among some of the Grand Bahamians relative to their progress and the development at large. And people are looking for opportunities, and it seems as if it's fleeting. And as a result of it, there is going to be a shift. How much that shift is depends on how much investment opportunities are in that land. The challenge, though, is the government has a short window, from now and election to make any major turn in terms of what the economy would look like there. And so when people are going to the polls, they're going to go to the polls with their pocket. And most of those persons with their pocket have lint in their pocket. And as a result, they will mark their X.
Have lint, Glenroy, I want to ask you this before Howard jumps in. And I told Leslie and Michael this. I told Leslie and Michael this and I wasn't even going to bring it up until I got video to back it up. But they both can support me with this. From someone I don't recognize, WhatsApp me and sent voice notes about the crowds of people spilling out of Celebration Key today and the need for additional taxis. Now, I'd love to, of course, speak with the transportation sector and union and president or association over there to really see what's happening. But we are hearing more and more of this, Glenroy.
In terms of the
in terms of Celebration Key now making its impact or now mushrooming over and out on the outer skirts of Grand Bahama.
Yeah, but I still think it's not to the point where it needs to be felt. I mean, and obviously people walking the street doesn't mean it translates into actual dollar bills in people's pockets. And that's one of the challenges. We often brag about how many tourists we have coming into our country. We talk about millions of tourists. But how much of those tourists actually spend dollars within the country? Mm-hmm. And so that is where we need to figure out how can we get some of that dollars to land in the hands of the Bahamian people so that they could have lives that they can sustain. Right now is really tough. And so unless you have some type of wares that is actually attractive to those individuals, we will find ourselves just bragging about numbers, but doesn't translate into actual tangible dollar bills.
And Shanique, I mean, that's always been my key concern about these keys. We're developing all these keys. At the end of the day, we're taking people off of cruise ships and taking them to these private islands or keys. To me, I don't see other than, you're saying taxi cab, we need more taxis. But at the end of the day, are we creating a well-rounded economy in the event, that something goes wrong? We're not. The voice note that went out in terms of, we need more taxis. Why we can't just get a video showing the long lines of people waiting to catch taxis? I haven't seen that. So at the end of the day, I have my...
No, I've heard, I'll tell you just this week alone, I've heard from other residents, not the transportation sector. That individual, I don't even know that individual, I assume they're male. But I've heard from women running households, single mothers, talking about now you'd better get to the food stores early on. People are shopping and showing up in more numbers. Items are being sold out. So if you want fresh items and produce and the rest of it, get to the food stores early. Just this week. Grand Bahama, just this week. I'm telling you, just this week it was volunteered to me, as they normally do, to give me an idea. No, people shop, meaning people shopping. This is what they're saying.
Like I said, if this is what's happening and is actually people are feeling, I guess there's not lint in their pocket, that means money's in their pocket and they're actually spending it.
But this is what I was led to believe.
It would reflect at the polls.
Until the governor of Bahamas make a concerted effort to diversify and expand our economy, not away from tourism, but for us to get the benefits of the tourism sector, for us to complement the tourism sector, the country's going to remain the same.
Mm-hmm.
The IDB, the World Bank, everybody last week said, listen, you must diversify. You must create jobs. You must look at light industries. You must advance these sectors. The problem is the people who work for the government do the opposite. They don't support local industry. And the economy is going to be stagnated for the next 10, 20 years until the government make an affirmative action that we will support local industry. We will support import substitution entities and force Bahamians to buy Bahamian, just like what Trump is doing in the United States. Made in America.
Mr. Miller, to your point, some years ago, I can't remember under which administration, it was a large focus on local
manufacturing. Industries Development Council, we formed in 1983.
And there was a lot of focus in that regard to get more Bahamians, entrepreneurs, to create factories. A lot of
a lot of people lose millions of dollars and it's been gutted by the government. People who they got Ministry of Works and these other ministries that went after us like a battle to hell to destroy us. And they're still there. And I can take you to most of the places in this country that the government run who don't support local industry. Unless they make up their mind to be serious. And most of the members of parliament don't support local industry.
Things like
most of them.
Soldier Road Industrial Park and some of these areas that was built for these kind of manufacturing, local manufacturing companies to be.
Holiday X was the first company there.
It seems as though we gradually just walked away from that, and those industries do not exist anymore.
Because in the mind of the government, ladies and gentlemen, if it ain't foreign, it ain't no good. I expect to see
it's not the government.
Little babies with a sticker on their backside saying made in China.
Leslie, let me tell you something, Leslie.
But
the manufacturing industry that you're talking about must also be competitive and attractive.
It is competitive and
why people? So why? See, the government can't
because the government don't support it.
The government cannot
and the government ministries,
Michael, all the rest of us to go and buy local.
The government is the biggest user of products.
You know what has happened in I would say in the manufacturing for some time. We have made raw materials at one point duty free. Then it's switched. Then it's almost like a roller coaster for a lot. And people
Bahamian, if it ain't foreign, it ain't no good. Let's face it.
Look at you. Look at you. You just came right back and agreed to me.
If it ain't foreign, it ain't no good.
I'm saying, and that is the Bahamian mindset. They know what they want, what they want.
If you don't come from over the bar,
they know what they want, and there's also a bigger now sort of appetite for a product that has been elevated, a product that says organic, all this stuff. And what I'm saying is, if we want to compete, we've got to compete seriously and show up in the space.
Is the mindset of a people. And the government is the catalyst in forcing it to happen. And they don't want it to happen. But they never made it happen.
We have to have a holistic view. I mean, look, when you come around manufacturing, we have to be able to reduce electricity bills.
Yes.
Or allow them to do solar or some alternative energy in order to make the pricing right to provide to consumers.
But the government got to take the lead.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to get it back to exactly what it is. There's a reason I brought up Grand Bahama. One, we've got to give it the attention. This is the official opposition having a rally in Grand Bahama tonight. I want to start by saying I want to name off first the 5 candidates who will be vying for to be elected on the island of Grand Bahama. We know there are some incumbents there as well, but here's the list. Frazette Gibson in Central Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson, East Grand Bahama, Michael Pintard, Marco City, Dr. Charlene Reed, Pine Ridge, and Omar Isaacs, West End. What can we say about those candidates? We don't have to go, each person doesn't have to talk about the whole list, but just who is strong, who looks appealing, who is showing up in their constituency on the island of Grand Bahama and will be hard to beat. Does
I
anybody?
mean, you have two of the incumbents that currently sit there. I think, Kwesi and the leader. Some say, the leader might have a fight with the guy. I can't remember his name. Goodness, mine's the name.
Eddie Wong.
Yes,
Eddie Wong win.
Yes. So, but I think the other three. I don't think one or two of them are not new to Grand Bahama. A lot of people know they've been ingrained in the community for some time. Like I said, Grand Bahama will be an interesting mix to see, what's the outcome of it. I think it's a very hard one to call as it relates to, you have mixed reports as it relates to Grand Bahama not doing so well, and you say, things are flying off the shelves.
It depends on who you speak with.
Yeah,
even if I can quote David Wallace. Even David Wallace has been on this show quite a number of times, and each time he appears, he volunteers that you can't find apartments on Grand Bahama, that people are returning home to Grand Bahama, that people are working, and this is what he has volunteered. Who?
David Wallace.
David Wallace.
Who?
David Wallace.
Yeah.
Yes, David Wallace. And so I'm saying these are credible people, community leaders, union leaders, taxi drivers, people in the various industries who are reaching out to be on the headlines and giving this information to us.
Even the Ministry of Tourism is now city hall for the Uber people to come to Nassau. Taxi drivers said they don't want them. I saw the papers this morning. A senior official in tourism say bring Uber.
We saw that they're open to it. We'll see exactly what the taxi industry has got to obviously begin to
one thing, the ladies
show up in this new space.
Yeah. You get them
Glenroy and Howard, you all are very quiet. Not sure what's going on. Please don't wait to be called out. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Shanique, as far as I'm concerned, I think that East Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson seat is possibly the safest one for the F&M. I think
more so than the leader.
Crazy could win that seat even
more so than the leader?
More quickly than the leader could win Marco City, because Marco City has been one of those seats that kind of flip-flop back and forth.
But Howard, it re-elected Michael Pinchard at least 2 successive times, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
And East Grand Bahama has been in the F&M column for a very long time as well.
Let Howard finish.
I also believe that Pine Ridge is going to be very competitive, with Ginger Moxie seeking to return, but you have a great candidate in Dr. Charlene Reed, and you also have Reverend McAlpine.
That's the sleeper right there.
An independent that you really have to watch out for. Central Grand Bahama is also, going to be competitive. You have Fraser Gibson for the F&M in there, the incumbent Hiram Lewis, who's going for the COI. And then I can't remember the PLP's candidate, but we got to watch that one too. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Glenroy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think there is going to be a really competitive scenario in Grand Bahama. But again, go back to the point, right now the economy has not reached to the level that it needs to in terms of favoring the government to be successful. I think while there is some roads in that direction, there's a reality of the struggle that the Bahamian people are facing in Grand Bahama. And so when you have a messaging basically that shows that, okay, over the last 4.5 years or so, you've been in a stagnated state, and now all of a sudden things seem to be going right, doesn't mean that it's going to be long term. There have been many missteps in terms of trying to turn the economy around in Grand Bahama, many mispronouncements, many statements of money in the bank and all this other stuff that actually puts them in a good favored position to have a greater level of victory in Grand Bahama. And again, keep in mind, if the people in Grand Bahama were predominantly supporters of the F&M, the fact is that when that comes back into play, they would remember the times of 4.5 years of suffering, and they would say to themselves, hey, listen, we're going to go back to where we probably want things to be so that we can at least try to get some elevation in terms of our personal economies.
Grand Bahama is probably going to be the one competitive island where each candidate, each and every one, PLP and F&M, is going to have the fight of their life.
Yep.
And every constituency to win.
Yes.
And anyone can win. And I was told that the lead opposition is a good MP in his own area, that he helps PLPs, F&Ms, etc.
Correct.
But, with the amount of projects that's on the board was enunciated this week by the Prime Minister and those, I think one of the salient points in this election in Grand Bahama is what is people going to focus on. our Prime Minister has made it a point that he wants to see a paradigm shift in how Grand Bahama is governed by a private entity. And if one person is prepared to make that change, it's Philip Brave Davis. And that's going to be crucial to the mindset on the future outlook on what Grand Bahama could be like if there's some significant change between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority, especially with the case that's now in arbitration, and the government trying to buy Freeport Power and Light. What is the future going to look like? Who are you going to put your future's hand in that could better your life? That's what it's all about. 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the Magic City was the hub of industry and commerce in our country next to New Providence. After the death of good friend Sir Edward St. George, he took Freeport with him. You need some catalyst, some genius. You need a maverick to inject capital in Grand Bahama and bring it back to what it used to be or better. And that's what I'm waiting for. This fella,
yeah,
to come out of the woodworks and say, listen, we can do better than this, because we can. The closest island to the eastern seaboard of the United States have all the facilities that is available for industry as well as tourism. We got to find that cohesion of men and women and investors to get together as a grouping, with the government being on board, the Port Authority being on board, especially to some degree, in a lighter frame of mind, and make it work. But I just hope to God, for the sake of our brothers and sisters in Grand Bahama, that will happen one day and happen more sooner than later.
Doesn't sound like we need to send you to Grand Bahama.
It sounds just like.
That ain't happen.
Just quick.
You don't want to bother me.
Go ahead, Howard.
Shanique, quickly. So I agree. It's going to be very competitive because, listen, at this point, if the Progressive Liberal Party government and Mr. Davis himself, Prime Minister Davis, if they were to be honest with themselves, I'm pretty sure that they would have wanted to be further along than they are at this point, okay? Everybody knows that. The PLP would have liked to be further along because they want that to happen. And of course, that was part of the mantra in getting the F&M out of office in 2021 because nothing was going on. And so when you look at some of the things that Glenroy talked about that have not happened, it's going to be competitive from that standpoint, but also this was an opportunity for the Free National Movement. What they should have done is gotten their candidates out there even earlier. I don't think the F&M opposition, who won 7 seats in 2021 to the government's 32, should have waited and launched candidates at the same time as the governing party with a super huge majority.
You're right.
You don't want to get tired now. If you go there too early,
yeah.
you get down.
No, but that's fine.
Listen,
but
but they should be out there to get a head start.
They should have been, they should have had a head start. Because think about the swing, Leslie. The swing is you got to go from 32, you got to go from all of these seats down to 21 up. Because 21 is the magic number to win the government.
You check the last 6 elections, and you'll see. You got 26 a day. Next time you get down 7. And listen, don't trust them Bahamian people, When they're ready for you, they can take you out. Only God can save you. I can tell you about it. So,
beyond the headlines,
get them notes ready.
I thank you all, gentlemen. I thank you all very, very much. I know it's an abbreviated segment, but I thank you all so much for this Weekend Review Fridays and great analysis. In fact, we never even talked about the PLP rollout in Grand Bahama. We didn't do that this week, but the Progressive Liberal Party on Wednesday evening did have its own rollout on the island of Grand Bahama, where they introduced their slate of candidates to the Grand Bahama electorate. We will obviously revisit that moving forward. Don't go anywhere though. Beyond the headlines, I'll be back right after this.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them.
Pages, you know, you just do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying
because
to
he also.
say. Well, I don't even know what Red Basket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This 150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me 2 balls. 10. Give me another 2 balls. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. There's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon.
Food Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Bronson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. We are continuing with some of the biggest stories that had your attention all week long, in fact, right up to this evening. And that is the issue of Dr. Minnis, former Prime Minister, Member of Parliament for Killarney, announcing that he will run in this 2026 general election as an independent. That news didn't sit well with the Free National Movement and its leadership. In fact, FNM leader Michael Pintard said he's disappointed with the announcement. Many other of the leadership in the Free National Movement too had their say, expressing the same sentiments of disappointment and the fact that Dr. Minnis, if he were truly an FNM and a team player, he would just back out of the way and not be a distraction for the Free National Movement. Some say also, why are you willing to destroy your legacy in such a way? Well, also this week, one of the leadership of the Free National Movement, Dionisio de Aguilar, former Minister of Tourism and Member of Parliament, sat right here with me on Beyond the Headlines. And here's what he had to say about Dr. Minnis's decision.
Already had a leadership battle. Michael Pintard is the leader of the Free National Movement. It was a decisive victory. 75% of the people who voted for Michael Pintard. He is the new leader. I mean, it's difficult for the former leader to maybe accept the new leader. But we have a new leader. We have a new vision. We have a new direction. And it's up to him, if he wants to stay involved, to come to caucus meetings, to go along with the party leadership, as we all did when he was leader. We all afforded him that request. And may I remind you, those that did not were expelled, were done away with. For example, I ran in Montague that became Freetown. There was a sitting member up there, Richard Lightboard. I never forget going in and meeting with Dr. Minnis. I said, where are you going to put me? He said, I'm going to put you in Montague. And I said, why are you going to put me in Montague? There's already a sitting member there. He said, oh, no, he's gone. So he knows exactly how this works. He's a former leader. There's a new leader. Please come to the meetings, participate. I am 100% sure that he would have been nominated as the candidate for Kalani had he just agreed to participate.
If he was a team player.
If he was a team player, come, meet, accept the fact that Michael Pintard is the leader. I mean, you may not like it because you were the leader, but accept what the party has decided, get involved, and you know, I want to dispel this belief that the FNM was stink to Dr. Minnis. That is certainly not the case.
The FNM was not stink to Dr. Minnis?
No, we reached out to him and tried. Okay, I'll admit this. Maybe coming out of the leadership battle, it was a bit bumpy. Okay, there's some hard feelings there. So maybe that period after that. But once we got over that, once we got on to, okay, let's think about nominating candidates, come, be a team player. Are you going to help the Pintard administration if they're victorious? No interest, none whatsoever. Every time you try to make up a meeting with him, he's not available, he's not coming, it's all the rest of it. I mean, at some stage, I always say, if you have a boyfriend, right? Or you have a husband or a boyfriend, let's say boyfriend, and you being nice to them, and they keep spurning you, and they ain't showing up, and they ain't showing you no love. What you do with them?
Not interested.
You get rid of them.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, that's the way it ended, and it's very, very unfortunate. I mean, I worked with Dr. Minnis.
Yes.
I loved working with him. He was a wonderful boss to me. I mean, I cannot say anything bad about him as my boss, as the Minister of Tourism serving in his cabinet. He was great. But, you know, sometimes you have to see the writing on the wall.
Well, there you have it. That's just a tip of the iceberg of what took place this week as it relates to Dr. Minnis's announcement. Howard continues to stick around with me in this segment. So, Howard, it's good to have you sticking around. Let's just jump right in, Howard. You saw the FNM leadership response about after Dr. Minnis made his announcement. You saw on this show Dionisio de Aguilar say, listen, man, the FNM was not stink to Dr. Minnis. Yeah, little hiccups here and there, but not stink. Had he been a team player, more than likely he would have gotten that same Kalani nomination, but under the Free National Movement's banner. But bigger than that, why are you sticking around? Why do you want to ruin your legacy? Why at 73 you want to run? Howard, your thoughts of how that all played out this week?
Well, Shanique, we're at the point now where we're talking about cause and effect or response versus stimuli. So the FNM had every right to do whatever it wanted with its nomination. If Dr. Minnis isn't coming around, if Dr. Minnis isn't being a team player, and the body politic of the Free National Movement feels that warrants him not getting a nomination, they are within their right to strip him of said nomination and give it to someone else, which is what they did. But that's all you can control. That's all you are lording over. What Dr. Minnis does after that is up to Dr. Minnis. If Dr. Minnis wanted to run independent, which it looks like he is going to do, join another party, start another political party, or go home. All of those options are or were available to Dr. Minnis, and he has decided which of those options he wants to choose. And he has been Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. There's only been 5 men who've achieved that higher office. If Hubert Alexander Minnis wants to roll the dice on his future as an elected representative, the dice has already been rolled on his future as Prime Minister. Okay, he served 1 term and was swept out of office. He served 4 terms as an MP, and now he's going for his 5th. He has the right to decide that he wants to go further and run for a 5th consecutive term as a member of Parliament. That choice is reserved exclusively to Hubert Alexander Minnis.
Why do you suppose the FNM is so bothered? That's the question I asked. They said, no, we're not bothered. We're not bothered. We kind of just sort of looking out for him and for his legacy, but we're not bothered.
Well, I believe in the back of the leadership's mind, Dr. Minnis still wants to be the leader of the FNM and get another go round to run for Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And were I Mr. Pintard, and I'm not, he has the right to do what he wants to do. Mr. Pintard beat Dr. Minnis head-to-head, pound for pound, on 2 separate occasions. He won very comfortably the first time, and he won convincingly the second time. And so to have Dr. Hubert Minnis stay in the fold, irrespective of the fact that, I'm hearing he didn't come to certain meetings and he didn't show up for this and for that. Well, I'm not here to take up for Dr. Minnis, but I can vividly recall, because I came into frontline politics on the tail end of Prime Minister Hubert Ingram's political career. And when Dr. Minnis's leadership in the Free National Movement started in earnest, I could count on 1 or 2 hands when Prime Minister Ingram showed up, former Prime Minister Ingram showed up at anything that the Free National Movement was having in terms of council meetings or just, regular events. Most of the time when he's invited, or he would make a surprise entrance. But I can't understand for the life of me why that one would stick, because no one expects for a former Prime Minister, no less, to sit in every single meeting that the Free National Movement or a constituency association is having once the doors are open.
Howard, listen, we're going to continue moving along this evening. We're going to wrap up right now. But first, I want to get this in. Our Rebecca Bain traveled to South Andros over the last weekend, and she went there to determine the political temperature. We've been hearing a lot about exactly where South Andros stands and what people are thinking or not thinking. But she went there last weekend, and she gave us this report earlier this week. Let's take a look at what Rebecca found out in terms of what's emerging on the island of South Andros.
The 2026 general election is fast approaching, and in Mangrove Key, Central and South Andros, voters are beginning to weigh their options. The seat has been held by the Progressive Liberal Party for nearly 2 decades, with current Member of Parliament Leon Lundy seeking a second term.
Mr. Lundy has done a whole lot in the area, and the good thing about it too is creating jobs for the younger persons, which was really needed in the area.
Lundy is expected to face Free National Movement candidate Julian Gibson in the upcoming race. Gibson previously sought the nomination in the 2021 election, but lost ratification to D'Angelo Johnson. This time around, some residents say they have yet to decide which direction they will go.
I really don't know, but my prayer is that God's will be done. Whatever God's will is, then that's my prayer.
While some constituents have praised Lundy for work done during his current term, others say there are still several issues that need greater attention.
In Central Andros, we need banking. We don't have that. And for the business community, it's kind of difficult. We need ambulance. Everybody said, we need that ambulance. When somebody is sick now, we got to carry them most times on the back of a truck if it's really bad.
But for some voters, their decision is not being driven by the election timeline.
A lot of things that he's promised he's doing. I know that he can't do everything one time, it's one day at a time.
Lundy says he has been working to address a number of the issues raised by residents, adding that efforts to improve the community are already underway.
We've already made some headway regarding the banking issue. I know just recently Commonwealth Bank announced that they're about to put an ATM machine, 24-hour ATM machine down in Central Andros. We actually have some ambulances that are earmarked for the island, and we're just waiting on some ENT training to be done for those ambulances to come over to ensure that the ambulance just wouldn't sit up, but it'll be able to be used in the event we have an emergency. And we're building a new clinic facility right now in Mangrove Key that's ongoing.
As Election Day draws closer, the contest for Mangrove Key Central and South Andros is shaping up to be one to watch, with voters ultimately deciding who will represent them in the next parliament. Rebecca Bain, Eyewitness News.
Well, Howard, your thoughts on what's happening? Leon Lundy, you heard him there in that report saying that he is sort of checking various, especially important matters, and getting them off the list. I can tell you just this morning, I saw, and it's funny that we are sort of doing our week in review and including that report. I just saw on WhatsApp, in fact, that an ambulance has landed somewhere in the South Andros area. I know that there are sort of 3 areas that make up South Andros, so I can't pinpoint where. I hope to learn more and obviously update our viewers. But your thoughts on how the South Andros race is looking right now? You're muted. I think you're muted, Howard.
No, I'm not muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just so happy that they have an ambulance. I'm sure that that's needed. You know, as someone coming from a small family island community, I know that these things are important. Unfortunately, they get attached to politics sometimes. And, you know, people would tend not to celebrate those things. Now, what Mr. Lundy is doing is he is extolling the virtues and checking things off the list, like you said, that has been done in his term as the current member of parliament. You can't blame him for doing that, you know, and rightly so. And that's what he is going to be running on as he goes into this election season. He has to run on the record that's been established. Julian Gibson can't be counted out, though. Julian Gibson, I was to find out, I grew up in Eleuthera, Julian Gibson, knowing Julian Gibson, a household name with Z&S in the news and in media. And but I found out when I was running in South Beach a little over 10 years ago that Julian's mom is from South Andros. I was on a political trip to South Andros, and the person introduced me to Julian's mom. We stopped at her house, and boy, she could cook too. So Julian Gibson has South Andros roots, but I want to talk about what he brings to the table in terms of his personality. This race, I believe, is going to be competitive too, because even though Lundy is doing stuff, Julian has a personality. He is a go-getter. He is a hard worker. People like him. He's very approachable, a funny guy. And so all of these things I believe he's going to bring to bear on the campaign, and he is going to fight. I'm going to be watching this one with a close eye because I think it's going to be competitive. So but I still believe Lundy has the edge.
So you are saying Lundy has the edge, but you're saying this South Andros, South Central and Mangrove Key Andros is shaping up to be one of those must-watch races as well.
Yes, and I can't wait until we get to it on Temperature Check so I can dig in some more with some of my friends down there in that Central South Andros area so that I can find out exactly what's going on so I could give some more informed analysis on that.
In fact, we are overdue for a Family Island seat on Temperature Check, but this Wednesday, meaning just in a few days, early next week on Wednesday, we are going to look at Yamacraw. What's happening there? What are the candidates there? What are they saying? Of course, you know, it's Zane Lightbourne, the incumbent. It's Ellsworth Johnson. He held the seat before as Member of Parliament. Then, of course, there's the COI candidate and perhaps even an independent. And so we will certainly be giving you all the rundown on Yamacraw next Wednesday on Temperature Check. Howard Johnson, thank you so much for sticking around in this segment. And of course, to my other panelists who had to kind of leave early, thank you very much as well. And a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in all week long. It's been awesome having you hang out. I look forward to seeing you right back here on Monday evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a blessed weekend, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.
It's time for Quick Draw.